Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the SU-14-1. It's the Tier 7 Soviet SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Lakeville, and this one is under the command of llol97 of the TRACH clan. Now he's got the stock gun, I can tell that straight away because it's a long barrel, 152mm in caliber. It's capable of doing 600 alpha, 38mm pen, 7.2 meters on the burst radius, and 11.5 to 23 seconds of stun. Now, if that had been the short fat barrel, that would have been the 203mm B4 howitzer. But note he's got the BR2. Okay, well, enemy tanks are in sight, but at the moment he's just a little too close to that rock to get shots onto them. Okay, we've got a M4 coming up there, and he got a direct hit, and it was pretty much a blown reticule when he fired. And look at that, the enemy S-51 has decided to move out from behind cover, and he's now visible. In fact, it wasn't an M4, it was actually a Firefly, which is even better. Rounds out, and another direct hit on him. Now, the SU-14-1 did exist. It was a real Arty. It was built in 1934, and they only built two, or at least they think they built two, and it was based on a T-28 and a T-35, which of course is a heavy tank. T-28's a medium tank, but they used bits of the T-28 to put it together, as well as the big T-35 heavy tank as the hull. And that's a good solid hit on the T-34-85. Now, actually what happened is they tested it in 1935 and they modernized it in 1936. But because it wasn't totally 100% satisfactory, they actually put it into storage, and he just killed an Achilles with a blind shot. So he just wiped out one of the enemy tank destroyers with a blind shot at range, and whilst I was waffling on. Okay, SU-100. I didn't get a direct hit, but it was close by. Anyway, the producer, or the manufacturer, the designer, actually was purged by Stalin, and as a consequence, he was sent to the Gulag, and nothing more actually happened to the vehicle until the Germans invaded in 1941, Operation Barbarossa, and then the Soviets suddenly realized they needed Arty, and in fact they had two of them in storage. So what did they do? They modified them, and then they used them from Kubinka to shoot at the Germans who were approaching Moscow. Now, they modified them and they actually turned them into the SU-14-2, but of course the SU-14-1 was a real Arty. It was the original. Originally, the Arty did have the 152, and he's got another kill, the AMX 12-ton. So LOL is doing a hard lot of work, and he's pumping those shells out as fast as he can. Okay, well, we just saw the tracer from the other enemy Arty, which is a Crusader SP, and it looks like he might actually have the top gun because he was firing from right at the back of the map towards our guys. He's around about there. Okay, standard reload is, according to this, 31 seconds. But that's the top gun. Oh, he's gone. The Crusader was taken out by the S-51 Arty. The standard reload is 23.97 seconds. And we can see here that llol97 has got 19.31. So he has reduced it a little. Rounds out already, and he manages to splash the Tiger 1 in town. You can see how frantically he's moving about with the aiming. He's definitely trying to hit as many of the enemies as he can, keeping his barrel hot and his shells flying. Rounds out. Another direct hit, 159. He's over 1,000 hit points of damage now. And of course, that's not including the 2 blind kills that he's managed to get. The Achilles and the amount of damage he got on the Crusader SP just before he died to the S-51 shells. Rounds out another hit. Basically, he loads, and as soon as he's loaded, the shell's out again, and he's loading another one. He's making the best use of his time, but he is whizzing from one view to the other, trying to find the best one. Rounds out, and that one hit the church. Yes, when you're whizzing about like this, it is kind of disturbing for those who are viewing the video, because they might find it a bit seasickening. You know, you might get motion sickness. You keep changing the view. Rounds out. And he gets the kill this time on the Tiger 1. So that's 3 kills so far for llol97. Now, what else can I tell you? Well, in order to actually operate this Arty, they actually had to disconnect the suspension, and they had to have 2 spades. You can see those spades right at the back of the vehicle. They had to dig those spades into the ground to give it the recoil capability to absorb the shock waves that are coming off the 152mm howitzer. It's a huge amount of energy and force being pumped into the ground. And they had to disconnect the suspension, because if they didn't, the bounce from the recoil would be enough to break the suspension arms. So, yes, it was either that or disconnect them, or end up with no suspension at all and not being able to move them about. Well, we saw him just fire that one because I didn't go back into aim view quickly enough. But he actually managed to splash that Jagdpanther. Didn't get any hit points, but he did get stunned. And again, the second shell goes flying past the Jagdpanther into the ground behind him. Or was that? No, that was the S-51 actually. Wasn't his. And he did get a hit on the Jagdpanther for 179. I think some might find it very disconcerting. He keeps moving backwards and forwards in aim view. Rounds out. Oh, he got the kill this time. So that's 4 kills now. Now, of course, now you know that the Top Gun, or the Tier 7, not the Top Gun, the Tier 7 RT on the Soviet line is, of course, the S-51. But it didn't used to be like that. Oh, and he's taken another kill, this time the SU-100M1. Yep, and that's 5 now. There's only 3 enemies left. He could still get a Radley Walters. But what they've done is they've taken the S-51 out of the original position where it was just followed on from the KV-2, and instead they've made that the Tier 7, and they put this Arty into the Collector's tab.
Start withdrawal.
So if you want to get this particular Arty, you have to get a Tier 7 Soviet vehicle in order to buy this one. But as soon as you've got a Tier 7 Soviet vehicle, no problem. Just pay your money and it's yours. No research required, just drive it off. Now at the moment they're defending themselves because there's purportedly an enemy tank about to come around the corner, and I'm not so sure that's true. I think he's actually behind them. Yes, or he was, but he's just been wiped out. There's the Staghound, and he's actually coming out of the town. The worry they've got is that the firefighter is going to suddenly appear behind them and wipe them out, but I don't think that's the case. Okay, they're going to go for the Staghound. Rounds out. Oh, it's a kill shot. That's the Top Gun. He walloped that guy right in the front. And now the pair of them are going down the valley together, or as you know, the other one's going to go off the lake road. At least that way he'll be protected by the Polish Rudy.
Support my position.
In fact, he's saying to the guy, protect him. But there's the Firefly. He did come down the valley. I was wrong. And he's now trying to attack the S-51. And I think he's done enough damage to kill him. Well, one shot But now the Firefly's got a bit of a problem because he might get rammed. Oh, he got ram killed. That's 7 kills. And that's the end of the game. And the S-51 did survive and thanked him. Here's the end of battle stats. And that was the first ace tanker for llol97 of the TRACH clan in the SU-14-1. You can tell it's the first one because he got the scrolls underneath, and we've had a lot of those recently. So congratulations for breaking your duck on your ace. He also got a Reaper badge for taking out consecutive enemy with consecutive shots, at least 3. He got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 11. He got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle. The High Caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. And finally, he got the Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. He actually ended up with 7, but there wasn't enough enemies to get an 8th kill and get that Radley Waters. In fact, it was because one of the enemies was taken out by one of his teammates on the Lake Road, and that was the one I thought that they were defending themselves against. But the Firefly did come down the valley after all, and then he got a ram kill on him. He couldn't get the barrel round fast enough. But this is a very big, heavy tank. In fact, it weighs 53 tons and it's such a heavy weight. It was actually quite slow moving about. They've given it 30 kilometers an hour maximum speed. If you've ever seen film of an SU-14-1 moving through the forests, and there is film of it doing that, it is incredibly painfully slow. And so, yes, I don't think it would be doing any ramming, but if it did ram, because it's based on a T-35, which is a heavy tank, it would easily wipe out anything it touched in the process. So a Firefly, yes, would get rammed and wiped out. But I think the Firefly would drive all the rings around the SU-14-1 if it had to avoid it. Anyway, let's have a look at team score. Highest damage was 3,030 hit points to llol97. Second highest damage in that game went to the Viz-44-1 with 2,841. And the third highest damage, well, that goes to the Tiger 1 on the enemy team, 1,827 hit points. When it came to kills, he's got that one too. 7 kills to llol97. 4 kills went to the Viz-44-1 and 3 kills went to the Staghound. And when it came to base XP, he's got that one as well. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,236 base experience points. 1,176 went to the Viz-44-1. They were the only 2 managed to get over 1,000 base in the game, with the Black Prince Pit following up with 848, and the S-51 getting 742 in 4th place. And he got a Stark's medal because he received at least 2 hits, managed to get 2 kills, and he did survive the battle at the end, having lost 2/3 of his hit points, or potentially 2/3 of his hit points. In fact, he lost a lot more than 2/3 of his hit points in that battle, but he was effectively saved by llol97, because by taking out the Firefly and keeping S-51 alive, he actually gifted him that Stark's medal, because he'd taken enough there to get the Starks. He just needed to make sure that Firefly didn't finish him off. So let's have a look at detail. 21 shots fired. That's a huge amount. He was really keeping active. 10 direct hits, 1 penetrating shot, and 19 splash. Damage of 3,030 hit points, of which 2,946 were at more than 300 meters. The close one being the Firefly that he rammed at point blank range. 1 hit received, it was a penetrating shot. Yes, it was a close range shot from Firefly. 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 7 killed, 954 hit points of stun assist of 13 stuns. Now, he actually earned 28,636 credits on a premium count. He got 25 bonds for a mission achievement and 4,635 experience points altogether. Which one did he penetrate in the end? Do you know? I think I know which one it probably was, but I'm wrong, actually. It's not the Achilles. The one he killed with a blind shot, he got him for 108 hit points. But was it the Firefly? No, he didn't penetrate that guy either. It was actually the Staghound, yes. He smacked the guy right in the face with a 152mm shell. It went right through that very thin armor and finished him off for 531 hit points. So an excellent shot. Win 8 from that game, 7,002, which is super unicum and quite a bit more. So incredibly well done by llol97 of the TRACH clan. We do have more videos from him coming up in the near future, so do stick around on our channel because he does get more first ace tankers in those videos, so well worth watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.